In this remake of the 1967 John Wayne film, or re-adaptation of the novel by Charles Portis if you prefer, Haley Steinfeld plays Maddie Ross, a young girl whose father is murdered by his employee, Josh Brolin's Tom Chaney. Maddie hires U.S. Marshal Rooster Cogburn, played by Jeff Bridges, to hunt Chaney down.
On top of that, I will pay you a $50 reward.
They are joined by a Texas Ranger named LaBeef, played by Matt Damon. Like Unforgiven, True Grit explores the cost of violence, though it does so more subtly. At the end of the film, we see what's become of Maddie 25 years later. She's lost her arm, she hasn't married, and she seems to have lived a quiet and solitary life. Going to visit Rooster, she finds that he has passed away, largely unremembered and unmourned.
It is true, I have not married. I never had time to fool with it.
Listen very carefully, as I will not bargain further. I will take the ponies back and the gray horse, which is mine, and settle.
This film is really well cast, from the three main characters all the way down to the bit players.
You can tell him to his face. You can spit on him, make him eat sand out of the road. I will hold him down. Or if you want, I'll flay the flesh off the soles of his feet.
Jeff Bridges puts his own spin on a role made famous by John Wayne, while Matt Damon is more than a match for Glenn Campbell, who played LaBeef in the 1967 film.
You've been a regular old hand on the trail.
But it's Haley Steinfeld who steals the show as Maddie Ross, portraying the character's tenacity and steely determination, as well as her more insecure and emotional side.
Take the start at him.
You display great poise.
The Coen brothers direct with their usual flair. Roger Deakins' cinematography is immaculate, and Carter Burwell's folksy score fits the film perfectly. The 2000s had been another slow decade for the Western genre. Only three major films really fit into the classic mode. Andrew Dominik's The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, Kevin Costner's underrated Open Range, and James Mangold's 3:10 to Yuma, which I'm honestly not a fan of. Perhaps more notable were neo-westerns like The Three Burials of Melquiades Estrada or No Country for Old Men. As with the 80s, it was a TV western, Deadwood, that made the biggest impact. Because of this, when a remake of True Grit, produced by Steven Spielberg and directed by the Coen brothers, was announced in 2009, I was super excited. Maybe this film would lead to another 90s-style revival of the genre. It didn't really, though a few years later, Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained would. But it did make an impact, making a star out of young Haley Steinfeld and reshaping Jeff Bridges' pop culture image. Since True Grit, he has been cast in a Rooster Cogburn-like role more than once. The film was nominated for 10 Oscars, but won none.
Don't believe in fairy tales or sermons or stories about money, baby sister, but thanks for the cigarette.
I'd like to thank everyone for watching. It's been a long month, and if I'm honest, way more work than I anticipated. I may do a follow-up video explaining what inspired me to make this series, and going into detail about the current state of the genre and the popular perception of it. Perhaps if these videos blow up in the future, I'll do this all again another year, though that looks unlikely at this juncture. In other words, please like and subscribe!
Well, bye.